Hi guys, you're once again watching Riding with Marshall, whether you like it or not. And today I am not at the Harley dealer as I was on the last few. I am not riding somebody else's bike through the mountains or the dam. I am, as you can see, here. Northern Colorado Power Sports, where they sell BMWs, Triumphs, Can-Ams, and other products, including used bikes. So I'm gonna get to ride a bike I wasn't aware I was going to be riding today, so forgive me if I don't have my facts straight. Let's get some of those facts out right now. This particular bike has 140 horsepower, 145 horsepower. This particular bike has 145 horsepower, 105 foot-pounds of torque. It's made by BMW, and it is the 1300GS Trophy Trim Edition. So of course we're getting the premium package because we're in the US and you don't have much choice. If you want a GS at a base price, I don't know where you can go because everything in the US is going to have the premium package. And this particular bike is outfitted with the engine guards. They all come with tubeless tires anymore and spoked rims, to my knowledge. But you get a passenger seat that's heated. The adjustable seat goes from 31.5 inches to I think 35 point something. We have a 5-gallon gas tank on this. The Adventure edition of the 1300 is not out yet. You have, I never could pronounce this. I'm sure you guys can. Akrapovich? Akrapovich. Yeah, that. So you've got the carbon fibered pipes on there. You don't need to change the pipes. It already comes with that. And of course, just like the 1250, you have a shift cam in this engine that shifts the cam based on the speed and torque that you're using. We have a radiator here and one over there. We have BMW brakes, dual caliper in the front, of course. You'd expect nothing else. This bike has the adjustable ride suspension, or ESA. It's not the adjustable ride height. Don't get that confused. This is the ESA, electronic suspension adjustment. All right, well, let's ride this. I didn't think I was doing this today, but now I'm doing it today. It's a little bit windy. Let's see how this ride goes. So before you buy a BMW R1300GS, here's some things you need to think about, such as this is just the GS, this is not the GSA. That still has yet to be released. It will undoubtedly have a bigger tank, and who knows what else. Possibly a full windshield. Since the GPS is taking up the screen space, I need somewhere to put my phone. Somewhere like here. However, I have what we used to call a phablet, a phone tablet called the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. I put my thinnest case on it to see if it would fit. And the answer is, not so much. Maybe use this storage cubby for your wallet if you have a phone like mine. Now I'm going to explore the menu via the sandwich button. Okay, it's 3 lines to mean menu access or functions list, but it looks like a sandwich to me. This is where I can find the heated grips as well as what I want right now, the windshield control. ACC is active cruise control, but not all models come with that. So I select the windshield, I hit the sandwich, menu button again, and now the up and down arrows will adjust the windshield for the duration of my ride, unless I select the heated grips instead. I prefer a button for that. You don't want to be juggling menu options in traffic. I guess you just have to get used to it. Does the windshield come all the way up to the nose height of a 5' 10" person? Sadly, no, but most bikes don't for some industry secret reason. I'm used to swapping out windshields or extending them, something I should not have to get used to. The right controls are standard with the inclusion of the rider mode button. The left, however, has BMW's multifunction controller, another menu rocker switch, cruise controls, and the aforementioned arrows for up and down. But observe, the clutch lever only takes a few fingers, no space for all of them. How sporty! I'll just have to get used to that. Something I've had trouble in the past with is hitting the multifunction controller wheel accidentally while using the turn signals. I've never really seen the need for the wheel anyway, but I hear it's really handy once you get used to it. So, first gear, look both ways, and off we go. Notice how the front suspension bobs with the throttle. This is a redesigned improvement of the R1300's telelever suspension. Why is the front end bobbing with the throttle? But here's a big improvement, the cornering. The bike feels feather light after you get it off the kickstand. They changed just about everything on this bike compared to the 1250. The frame is entirely new. The 1300 is 26 pounds lighter now than the 1250, and it's at 523 pounds. That's very close to my Moto Guzzi V85, with almost double the Guzzi's horsepower. The transmission is under the engine now, giving you a longer swing arm for the rear wheel. I feel instantly at home on this bike, because it reminds me of my Honda NC700X. It kinda looks like my Honda NC700X. It's thin, light feeling, and more manageable on the road than the bigger ones I have tried before. It's a joy to ride, although I'll say the throttle is snatchy and the front end bobs with the abrupt power changes. Is the DSA even on? The brakes work flawlessly as they should on an evolved bike. The modes are easily changed, and I'm switching to dynamic mode to feel what this beast can do. And launch. I'm undershifting to wring it out a bit, and it is letting me know in no uncertain terms on the screen to watch my red line. Gears are very precise on the GS's, with very little overlap in each gear's range, as I'm finding out yet again. Notice the front end bobbing with the cracks in the road. Is the DSA doing what it should? Leave me comments. I'm reminded how easy the Boxer engine lugs if you enter a turn in third gear. Once again, not a lot of gear overlap, something to get used to. What about enduro mode on dirt? Here's a shortcut road that I take to work to avoid some lights. It has some loose gravel, and naturally for a telelever suspension, I'm on a cloud. No feeling at all. Definitely something to get used to. How about standing up? This bike was made for standing up. Maybe the bars could be a little higher, but they can be tilted a bit. My legs fit the gas tank perfectly though, and this machine handles the weight much better than its predecessor. I'm surprised they chose an X for the daylight running lamps. An X is usually a bad thing. I wasn't crazy about the Cyclops eye of the preceding models, but I got used to it. This is going to take some getting used to also. So I tend to talk a bike to death when I'm riding, because I don't know what to say other than give you my first impressions. And the first impression of the R1300GS is, thumbs up. Sure. The funny thing about, now you've got an engine that does anything, like I said, very powerful engine, a lot of torque. It's as much as you need. It's very similar to the power you feel from the Pan America as well. The funny thing about it is BMW, they pretty much invented the telelever front suspension, and now they've revised it again, but in revising it again, it's like every other suspension on a weakly sprung front end, I thought. I mean, this was the the ESA, and in road mode I would think it would be pretty stiff, but it was actually pretty bouncy. So be aware of that it might be pretty bouncy, as I've shown. Anyway, fine looking machine. I enjoyed it. I enjoy any bike that I feel instantly comfortable on. Well, face it, I enjoy riding any bike, but I really enjoy bikes that you can feel the performance factor kick in, and that's certainly this one. So I should probably show you the muffler. Let's show you what it sounds like. I got to put it in neutral first. So let's see if I found neutral. Are we gonna turn on today? That's interesting. I'm hitting the power button. Where's the screen? Okay, here's something you should know. I had to go in and find out. If the key is not in your hand for too long, something like that, the power of the bike will not come on. So I had to take the key out and put it up next to the button and then turn the power on, and now I can see what I'm doing. That's a little different, but then again, it's a German machine. You just never know. So we're in neutral. Now I can start it and let you hear the muffler. There you go, GS Trophy Edition, with its opposed cylinder boxer engine. Thanks for watching.